Hello, Light Warriors. It's good to see you all. Today we're going to discuss DNA activation, downloads, light codes, and hanging out at the beach. Hello, everyone. I am Michael, and I help guide people on their evolutionary journey. So, I've been doing a bit of thinking. I tend to do that a lot. And on my journey, I came to another one of those epiphanies. How many of you on your journey, when you go to the beach, you lay out in the sun and you tend to pass out for a little bit of time? You take a quick nap, 20, 30 minutes. How many of you has that happened to? Raise your hand. Come on, Light Warriors. I got you again. I can't see your hand. But many of you might be familiar with this. You're laying out in the sun on the beach, and all of a sudden, you just pass right out. So this has happened to me many times on my journey. And as I continue to learn more and more, I tend to put things together. And during this period of time, this is when DNA activation is occurring. This is when the downloads are coming into your body to be integrated. Well, how do we know this? 93% of the function of DNA is light and sound reception and transmission. So when we start to think a little bit different about our DNA and we know what it authentically can do, we could tend to understand a little bit more about these occurrences in our everyday lives. And we can put it all together like pieces of the puzzle. So when you're in the sunlight and all this light is coming into your body, sometimes on the beach, you might just pass out, take a little nappy poo, right? For 20, 30 minutes, and you wake up and it's such a deep, restful sleep. And it's almost like you can't control it and you just pass out peacefully, laying out in the sun. And to make the connection, this similar feeling of this easily passing out and going to this restful sleep has also happened when my friend Adam did distance Reiki on me. And many of you are familiar with energy healing. So you might have this experience with energy healing, and you might have also experienced laying out in the sun and just peacefully passing out. And this is healing that's going on at the energetic level. So this light energy that comes in from the sun is going into your DNA, and you might be downloading, you might be upgrading, and you tend to fall asleep. And during this process, you're integrating this energy. Light is information, and when you take in this light, you're upgrading your cells, you're upgrading your DNA. And when we think authentically about our DNA, we could unlock the keys to the universe. So DNA activation is occurring when we have those little occurrences, when we pass out on the beach, or maybe, I know not all of you live by the beach, but maybe sometimes you might lay out in the sun and you're taking in the sunlight, maybe it's in a park, and you have experienced this just passing out cold, and then you wake up. And not only myself, but people on my journey have done the same. So it reminds me of a little funny story about my friend. You see, recently I went to the beach with two of my friends, and me and one of my other friends happened to pass out. And our other friend Matt's laughing at us. Oh, look at these guys falling asleep on the beach. Well, we wake up And a little bit later, I see this guy laying down and he's passed out cold. So he was kind of making fun of us for passing out and sleeping on the beach. But several minutes later, he's out cold doing the same. And for him, I know that he likes it to be very cold and it's not comfortable for him to sleep in extreme heat. But maybe that also resonates with you, that no matter what, some of you might like it very cold when you fall asleep and you can't sleep when it's really hot. But still, regardless of this, you still tend to pass out cold on the beach. So this is the evidence of this DNA activation, these light codes that are coming into our body, and we're downloading them and we're being upgraded, and we can integrate this energy, we can integrate this healing maybe at a later time. It's kind of like the seeds that are planted within us, and they might sprout, and later on we are upgraded. So we have to integrate this energy as well. A long time ago, I talked about the preparation to accept. So we are electrical beings, and we have to upgrade our DNA to accept the new energies that are coming in. Many of you that have been on the journey with me and our light warriors know about the great solar flash and how our sun is changing. So I could think back earlier on my journey, and many years ago, and this might resonate with you today. Maybe it resonates with you in the past like it did for me. But when I would go to the beach years ago, and I would have the falling asleep and waking up on the beach, but I used to be so drained from the beach. And I remember how tired I was when I would come home from the beach, and being out in the sun all day long, I would have to sleep for maybe an hour or two. So like years ago, earlier on our journey, maybe you go to the beach during the day and then maybe you want to hang out with your friends at night. This is years ago for me. And I remember that I always would have to like maybe take a little nap because I felt very tired from being out in the sun all day. Now, for the last few years on my journey, I don't feel this anymore. So this is more evidence to the healing and the clearing energies of the sun. So earlier on my journey, I might have needed more upgrades, more downloads, and more healing from the sun. And it requires a lot of energy. So I used to have a period of time, maybe an extra hour, where I would come home from the beach, maybe take a shower, and then pass out cold again, sleep for like an hour. Nowadays, that's not the case. I have a lot of energy when I leave the beach. So many upgrades and much evolution has occurred since then in the past on my journey. So maybe that resonates with you. So leave your experiences in the comments. And together, collectively, when we start to put together the information that we learn on our journey, and then we take real life occurrences, we could start to put the pieces of the puzzle together. And this just came to me. A lot of things over time, when I go through experiences and I think about certain things, they just kind of, the ideas just kind of come to me. So again, I experienced that quick passing out, that quick sleep, that quick snooze on the beach. And from everything that I've learned in recent times, I kind of put everything together. And that's what I feel happens during that time period when you pass out on the beach. Maybe you also have done energy healing like Reiki, and you might have that peaceful sleep after the Reiki was performed on you. Maybe you also have this experience of passing out peacefully in the sunlight. So collectively, we're figuring this all out, and we understand DNA activation and these downloads a little bit more clearer. So this idea came to me very similar to earlier when I started this mission, when I came up with the idea of vibrational synchronization. So on my journey, sometimes I just go about my day, but I'm always thinking. It's actually quite exhausting, Light Warriors. I think all the time. And they also say that forgetfulness is a sign of extreme intelligence. I'm very forgetful sometimes of easy, common things. Maybe that resonates with you as well. But the reason for this is because we're constantly thinking and processing all the time. We're thinking about deep thoughts and putting things together. So sometimes you might forget like certain things like what you had for breakfast. Maybe that resonates with some of you. But the more that we collaborate and the more we share our experiences, we will start to put together the authentic reality. So that's what I have come up with, the meaning of that quick snooze that you take on the beach, passing out. If you're not one for nature, but you've stumbled across this message and it seems interesting to you, spend some time out in the sun, get some vitamin D. And the sun is very important for us as we're learning more and more about who we are and how DNA emits photons. So we are light, and Nikola Tesla knew this many years ago. Now it's time to share all of the knowledge, the consciousness that Nikola Tesla had, and maybe we can make our world great by sharing this information, and we could all improve our physical and mental health. So if you enjoyed this message, why don't you smash that like button? And it's very helpful because collectively we're all creating the 5D Earth, and we're showing people what it's like to be a fifth dimensional sovereign being after we go through the events, the shift of ages on our planet. So maybe some of the things that you hear, you might not even understand, but you're downloading them in the subconscious mind. Earlier on my journey, I heard some things that piqued my interest, and I didn't thoroughly understand them at the time, but I was downloading in the subconscious mind for a later time when I understood the information that I downloaded. So I hope this message resonates with you. If you find this message interesting and you would like to learn more about our reality in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, why don't you click subscribe, give the video a like so it becomes visible to more people, and please share with one other person, because if we all share with one other person, we will rapidly grow our 5D community. And we are rapidly growing, my family. And the next time I see you, we'll be celebrating our 2-year anniversary. And it's been quite the journey. Should be an interesting message to share as we recollect on everything that we've been doing and how we are all improving our everyday lives. Remember, we cannot control what is around us. However, we can control from within. Be conscious of DNA activation, downloads, and light codes, and taking a little nappy poo on the beach. Use this consciousness to raise your vibration and increase your electromagnetism. Life is so much better when we are all together. If you find this message inspiring or know someone that could benefit from it, please share this message. Dear ones, I am Michael. Find us in the fifth dimension. Have a wonderful day living your everyday life. I hope you enjoyed this one, Light Warriors. I'm always thinking, it's quite exhausting to be honest, but I have infinite amount of things to share with all of you. So I appreciate your attention, the currency of the universe. And by sharing your attention, you're charging me up and you're helping me improve the quality of the messages. So your attention and your presence is very important to this mission. So I'm grateful for all of you. I'll see you very soon. Have a great day. Namaste.